From one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. A few short moments ago, these two teams made their way out of the stadium tunnels, and the noise level of this place was just about off the charts. They are set for football as the Chiefs get set to do battle with the Los Angeles Chargers. It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. On the return, it's Tariq Cohen. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape, up past the 30. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
On 1st down, it's Herbert. He's airing it out for Williams. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert. He'll get this out wide to Eckler. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be a 2nd down.
Austin Eckler got hurt last year and missed 6 games, but still finished with 54 catches, the 5th most by a running back in the NFL. But remember this, 2019, 92 catches. This guy's a definite threat out of the backfield.
Herbert off of play action. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
Well, when you've got a tight end who can run, you've got to give him a shot to unlock the defense. Want to see what they can get. Taking the big shot downfield. That one winds up incomplete.
Herbert now. Flushed out right. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds.
Now that's disappointing for the defense. They had the advantage, had excellent coverage all over the field, but they let him get away, scramble, and pick up a 1st down and inside the 5-yard line.
Trying to punch it in with Howard. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. Here's Herbert. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
They may be snapping the ball near the goal line, but all you're thinking defensively, keep them out of the end zone. Force the incompletion, force them into going for 3, and not giving up 6.
On 3rd down, here's Eckler. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. The Chargers will bring out the field goal unit now. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Hopkins' kick is good. And the Chargers grab themselves a 3-0 lead. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
Following the made field goal for 3, Hopkins now to kick it off. This one fielded at the 5. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 27. They'll run for the first time with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Not the kind of game that we'll go absolutely crazy for, but it's the kind of game that you need to have when you're running back in the NFL. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire, with that low center of gravity and strength, he's going to get those tough, gritty yards for you when necessary.
They go play fake. Mahomes. This is caught by Antonio Brown. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. So Patrick Mahomes, guys, he's playing at such an elite level. Defensively, coming into a game like this, Charles, there's got to be a lot of things, but what worries you the most?
I think you're exactly right about that. The list is extensive about what worries you. The way he can move, make completions on the run, the way he can throw against his body, heck, make left-handed throws, you name it, he gets it done. The biggest thing, though, is once he gets into rhythm, trying to get his timing chipped away, trying to stop that, that is really difficult to do.
On play action, it's Mahomes. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Mahomes now to throw. It's complete to Brown, right side. And he will have a Chiefs 1st down. He needed 5. He got it barely, as it will officially go down as a gain of 5 yards. First and 10, it's Edwards-Helaire with it. He gets it forward for 4, maybe 5, but the flags fly. And this one could be coming back. That hold coming from the middle of the line, the center.
And it's difficult for him because sometimes you've got people right over you, and as soon as you snap it, trying to get your hands up and block them, you can be a little bit late getting it done.
They go back to the ground with Edwards-Helaire. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Throwing now is Mahomes. They'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers' 31-yard line.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Throwing on 1st down is Mahomes. They'll set up the screen to Edwards-Helaire. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. Snap coming at 1, and it's Mahomes. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. picked off by J.C. Jackson.
And J.C. Jackson is a name that more and more NFL fans are able to identify. And last year, a terrific year to be a corner in the AFC East. Xavier Howard of Miami led the NFL with 10 picks. But J.C. Jackson of the Pats, he finished second with 9, and he just gets another one.
Meanwhile, Herbert's throw there complete to Allen. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
And a big part of Justin Herbert's success as a rookie was having a guy like Keenan Allen to throw to. Allen's averaged over 100 catches a year the last 4 years. No matter who's throwing it, they can count on him.
He'll get that one to Carter complete. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. On second down, Eckler. And 3 yards there, takes him to the 45. So for the Chargers, it's their first meeting this year against the AFC champs. So these two division rivals, they go back to the AFL days. But this, Charles, kind of a measuring stick game, you feel like, for a young Chargers team.
It certainly is, because when you match up with Kansas City, who has dominated in recent years and feels like they'll continue to dominate for the foreseeable future, you've got to have a reason for optimism. And this team, under new management with a new head coach, and they feel like they've made some great strides in free agency in the draft. They feel like they can go ahead and start pursuing Kansas City once again.
There goes a deep ball, end zone. And this one almost intercepted. Had a chance to come down with it in the end zone, but could not hang on.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep, try and throw some air under it, and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Herbert, he completes it to Beckham. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 19. Running on first down, Eckler. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
From the 16, Herbert. Buying time to his left. And he fires one incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. He's going to dump that off to his running back, Cohen. That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
And Hopkins' kick is good. And they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0. So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goals probably not what they were hoping for.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
Following the made field goal for 3, Hopkins now to kick it off. This one fielded at the 5. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field. Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down. Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator. On 2nd and 7, Mahomes. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. Well, that one was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
Watch twist. Watch twist.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. I'm not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete. Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down. On 4th down, Tommy Townsend to punt for Kansas City. DeAndre Carter back deep. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. It'll go as just a 15-yard punt. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue. I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood. On the option, here's Eckler. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Justin Herbert looking to pass. He'll leave it for Cohen, complete. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that'll bring up a 3rd down. And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense. Flush to his right. It's caught by OBJ. And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. This from 54 yards away. And no, it doesn't get there. Hits the crossbar, bounces back out. He had it on line, but it comes up about a rotation short. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives. So there is optimism because they've improved, right? The turnover, you just noted it on the first drive. Punt's better than the turnover. The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn into first downs and hopefully points. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
From midfield, here's Mahomes. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done.
And these two continue to work so well together. Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. Maybe the best quarterback and tight end in the game today. 105 catches for Kelce last year. Second among NFL tight ends.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Another pass into the reliable hands of Kelce. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
Touchdown! Travis Kelce, his second touchdown on the season. And the Chiefs have tied it, and they can take the lead with the extra point. Extra point by Butker is on target, and they take the lead here at 7-6. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Taken from about the 12. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range. On 1st down, Justin Herbert. Throwing left side, it's complete. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Herbert. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by L'Jarius Sneed. And they finally put it into this return, but not before he's all the way down to the 37. That, Charles, the first interception he's thrown here in year number 2.
And I know it's just the first one, but didn't it feel like what we saw from him last year, where he was plagued by this type of a play? And they thought that, you know, over the offseason, going into a second season, some of that would go away. Thus far, still looks a lot like his rookie year. When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Under 10, 10. Wide, get wide.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is recovered by the Chargers. The defense, they were swarming that time and ultimately got to him before he could get rid of the football and knocked it free.
And don't you feel just a little bit of sympathy for him back there, though? So much going on, so much swirling around. He's trying to find someone downfield. He's trying to move around to find an open target. Sometimes you forget the number one thing, take care of the football.
Escaping the pressure right, and he'll just get rid of it.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert rolling to his right. And Herbert going to slide to a stop, and he has a 1st down. A good pickup, but it will come on what should be the final play in this first half. So we've come upon halftime here in KC with the Chiefs on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Ready for the start of the third quarter. The Chiefs have the lead and set to receive the football. From the 6. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And, Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, if there were 3 talking points at the half, partner, all of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told them, guys, if you want to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you've got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we may have to dial things back a little bit.
On 2nd and 11 now. Mahomes. Caught. Kelsey, left side. And a penalty flag down as he gets only about a yard. And let's listen in on the call. So that one a hold, right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that can be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Now Mahomes. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Open man right side is Smith-Schuster, complete. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down. Here's the Chiefs punter now, as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Oh, it's a wobbler here. Just 21 yards on the punt there. And the Chargers will be set up pretty well as they take over in great field position. First down, a run with Cohen. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2. Now here's a defensive timeout called by the Chiefs. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. 2nd and 2. Here's Herbert. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that is incomplete. The passing windows are just not there. And that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line.
I don't care what he's listed in the program. Fullback, running back, tailback, it doesn't matter. He ran that play like a fullback. Just like the old days when we saw the fullback dive. How about him picking that one up?
Well, they needed a yard on fourth down. That's what he's there for, right?
Exactly. Line him up, short yardage situation, and say, here it is, big man. Go get it.
He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him.
Herbert has it knocked free, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. Look at the big man rumble. And a terrific return as he brings this one all the way back to the 30. He was under duress, surveying, trying to find somebody to get the ball out of his hands. In the meantime, the defense, they took it out of his hands.
And when the ball snapped, I know exactly what the defense is thinking. Get a sack, put him on the ground. But when you can also knock the ball free while doing so, oh, there's the bonus for you as a defender.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. A third quarter now, and a one-point game as they line up 2nd and 10. To throw, it's Mahomes. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A big play there on the catch and run.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover. And they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Good first step there defensively, but they're still knocking on the doorstep, so maybe another run here?
I think so. One of my favorite coaches used to say, son, if you can darn near lay down near the end zone and get in, give me my best power running play with my best back right now.
They'll try again, and I don't think he got in. He did not. They mark him short of the goal line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Here's Mahomes to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. So they opted to pass for it on 3rd and goal. Let's see what they do on 4th and goal.
Well, I think they threw it with the idea that if they didn't get it, they would go for it on 4th and goal. So they've got another play in their pocket. They're going to have to call it right now. No field goal here.
The offense is staying out there. Here we go on 4th and goal from the 1. They'll go. It's Edwards-Helaire. And he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead. Extra point by Butker is on target. And the lead is up to 8. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Here's Cohen now to return. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
And this is just a little touch pass. They send the receiver in motion, just kind of tap it forward to him. Now, it doesn't turn into a huge play, but they do pick up a first down, a nice, consistent gain.
Herbert will give this one to Eckler. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a 3rd down. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Chargers on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. A shotgun snap for Herbert. Try to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked off at the 46. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. Kyle Van Noy in on the stop. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now whistles and a flag down. Looked like one of the chief linemen might have moved. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Mahomes going to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really.
Check 6 guys. Check 6 guys. Switch. I don't need some. Watch the twist. Back. Hey, check 24. Watch 24.
On 3rd and long, it's Mahomes. Eluding the pressure. Oh, no, he lost the football. And picked up by the Chargers. He's at the 50.
I know you're looking at the scoreboard clock. We're getting near the end of this game. But they were in what was really called 4-minute offense. And that's practice, being taking care of the football, taking time off the clock.
His throw incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Herbert. He'll drop this one down to Cohen. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Herbert on 3rd down now. And he completes it to Cohen. And he's taken down inside the 30.
And that's a much-needed first down right there. Look, they're down by 8. So logic says they don't have to get a touchdown out of this drive. But the way things are going, I don't know if I'd put it in the hands of my defense here. You might not get the ball back at all. So if a 4th down situation comes up, I'm thinking hard about going for it right here and right now.
And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. And he will score. Touchdown, L.A. Odell Beckham. His his third touchdown now on the year. And the Chargers have a chance to tie things up as they trail by 2 here in the fourth. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. And they'll have Herbert try and throw for it. He'll buy some time right. On Herbert, his third interception. Picked off down near the 5. Through an opening, and there he... Oh, no, he lost the football. And I think they are going to get this one back. Well, that would have been something. Double turnovers, but instead they'll keep the possession on the INT.
Hey, bro, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. Good shit, though. Good shit. Good shit.
This one fielded at the 5.
Good shit, though, bro. Good shit. That shit was funny. I was like, this is bullshit. This nigga pitched that bitch back.
KC offense
oh, that
out
was
of the
funny.
huddle, ready for their next drive. Now, Charles, of course, you got to remember, last possession they fumbled. It led to a touchdown. One-score game here. Got to be careful.
And this is where coaching and training really comes into play, doesn't it? What does everyone say after an error? Next play, next drive. That mantra has to come to the front. They've got to take care of business right here and act like the last series just didn't happen.
Second down, back to Edwards-Helaire. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts?
Yeah, I was seeing that shit. I'm gonna turn that shit down
That's
a little
a gain
bit.
of 4 here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
with them leading by 4 on the scoreboard.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Now they'll throw with Mahomes.
He dropped it. He fucking dropped it. That was big.
But it falls incomplete. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here.
Damn, bro, that was it. I needed that big.
Just one remaining here in this fourth quarter. The Chiefs on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. Now here's Mahomes. Catch is made by Hardman.
I'm gonna take that nigga out. I'm taking this nigga out right now.
They're able to get the third down conversion.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there, because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he is tackled.
Derwin James picking up, and this is just a regular hit stick. He can just pop his ass.
50 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. From the gun, it's Mahomes. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by J.C. Jackson. And the Chargers are right back in this football game. A seismic shift in momentum here in the fourth quarter. That's the break that the defense needed.
And you know as well as I do, people are going to question the play call in that situation. Sometimes you have to question the execution, not necessarily the call. And in this case, those defenders found a way to give their team a chance.
So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. Herbert to Guyton. And able to get this one across the boy, brought down.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Throwing, Herbert. He's got his man. That's Everett.
Yo, that's Madden. That's Madden for your ass, boy. That's Madden for your ass.
Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And he takes a shot over the bases. This will be incomplete.
Ooh, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Herbert going to throw. That's complete to Williams out of the backfield. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Herbert. And this is caught. Touchdown. And they've taken the lead here in the final minute.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but not. You got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
Hopkins with the extra point. So it's now a 3-point game here in the closing stages as a field goal now can only tie it. This one fielded at the 5. And it's a pretty good return here as he gets this up to the 29. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds or left, now you get a decision. Are you in field goal range?
No, he didn't spike it. He faked it. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. And a timeout coming in. This will be their final one with 10 seconds remaining. Mahomes. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. A high throw there as this is knocked away down to the ground and incomplete. So after all of this, it comes down to one final play.
And just think of what it's going to be, because from this distance, you've got to be prepared for everything. Hook and laterals, tip balls, you name it. A lot of laterals after a catch. Just got to be prepared, stay on your feet defensively, and tackle someone.
One final try for Mahomes. A hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Chargers will get the football back in excellent field position.
Hey, I see you later in the year, big homie.
Just about righted into this one. A great come-from-behind victory in this one, Charles, and really the difference, obviously, was that fourth quarter. They dominated.
And it has to start with